Hi, Phil here from Spokes Education, and in this little mini series we're doing on well-being, today I'm going to talk about time. When we talk about time, it's not just about, time off, holidays. That is a big part of it, of course, but it's also about time during the working day, around flexibility. And for me, that is, again, I said it in the last one, but that is going to be one of the most important things to keeping your team happy. The team knowing that they aren't confined and they aren't restricted and they aren't stuck and trapped will go a long way to helping them, live a fulfilled life outside of work as well as living a happy life within work. So there are some really, really simple things that you can do to give people time. The first thing is obviously you can, give as much holiday as you can give. Again, doing it in a sustainable way that doesn't impact on the business too much. So for example, we give 25 days holiday. That includes like a day for the birthday. So again, it's an additional day. We're really flexible on how that is used. We kind of encourage people to kind of take the birthday off or a day around their birthday to celebrate. But it is flexible. And then we also give an additional day off for people to do like a volunteer day, so a personal volunteer day. On top of that, we do have company volunteer days as well, which don't form part of their own holiday. So people do have the opportunity to get involved with, our initiatives that we're doing as a company as well. But we can say to people, whatever it is that you want to do, if it's not kind of aligned with what we do organisation, that's fine. You still have a day to go and give that back. And again, that's part of our social thing, but also again gives that, I'll talk about purpose in a little bit more in the next video, but it gives people, again, that little bit of extra sense of, or the ability to give themselves that little bit of extra sense of purpose in their own life. It's a small thing, but it does go quite a long way. In terms of kind of time generally, a lot of it comes down to your ability as a business owner to trust people. And if you can't trust people, this bit's going to be really hard for you. So, I'm not going to talk about that in great detail, but that is something I know people that struggle with trusting their team, and they would say, I can't do that, I can't do this. Again, if you're starting out, build that trust straight away. People have to earn that trust, of course, but don't put a blocker in place. Don't start at the assumption, excuse me, that someone shouldn't be trusted. Start with the assumption is you're going to trust somebody. Obviously, if someone abuses that trust, then you might have a problem, but you actually then don't assume that someone can't be trusted. It starts off on a bad foot, and ultimately what will happen is it will probably push them away from being trusted anyway. So assume that people can be trusted. You get your recruitment right, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So if you can trust somebody, you can let them control their own time. You can say to that person, you do what you need to do in your working day that also supports your non-working time, and we will support that as well. So for example, we don't dictate working hours. People can come and work whatever hours they want. I mentioned it before, we've got someone here that's part-time 4 days, they do 3 full days, and then they do 2 evenings. Now, that might not work for every single role in the organisation, but it works for their role, and that's okay. We have people that start 8 o'clock, finish at 4 or even 3. We have people that start later in the day and finish later in the day, and that's okay as well. And we work around that. And we kind of have the core hours between sort of 10 and 4, where any meetings that if we do have any meetings or anything like that, we try and keep them between those times, because generally speaking, that's when people are around. And we try and keep fixed times for meetings on a weekly basis. So again, people know when they need to be around, and people can work around that as well. So having that kind of structure in place is really important, so people can kind of work their lives around it. But then, a time where someone's going, what, I've got a bit of time, or I need to go and do something, I need to nip out to the dentist, I need to go to the shops, or I just want to see my friend, and that's the only time my friend's available. If that's during a working day, then we have absolutely no problem with it at all, as long as that understanding and the mutual kind of understanding is there that, if you take 2 hours out in the middle of the day, that 2 hours is made up at a later point, or, maybe you've just worked through and worked really efficiently and you've got everything done that needs to be done and what, as long as that work is done and you're hitting those responsibilities and nobody else is, panicked and stressing and they're not needed to help out anywhere else, then what does it matter? That kind of, give that person the time off, and again, you'll see the benefits of that, because when you need them, they will give that back to you. And again, it's a two-way thing. So you might just think, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give them time. I don't want to let them do whatever they want. But I tell you now, if you do that, when you need them back in return, they will be there for you. And again, it comes down to the right recruitment. But that's, we've been doing that, this for nearly 4 years now, and I've never had a problem with someone taking the piss. And it's always been respectful, and people quite often will say, oh, can I have this time off? And I say, you don't need to ask, as long as it doesn't impact. I trust you to know and make the decisions yourself. Obviously, let us know if you're not going to be around for an extended period of time, so we don't worry where you are, or we don't rely on you for something. Give us that bit of heads up, but make the assumption that you are in control of your working day, you're in control of your life, and you can work however works best for you within your life. And actually, like I said, you will find that, like I said, the benefits to you as an organisation are up there. So one of the best things you could do is give trust to the people and give them that flexibility. So yeah, it is a tough thing to do, particularly some organisations that maybe don't have that culture in place already. Which is why I say, start with that founding, and again, that's the way we've always done it right from day one, and and we're reaping the benefits of it now. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. As always, thanks for listening. If you've got any questions, feel free to give me a shout. If you want to like and subscribe to our videos, I'll be doing more of these, and some colleagues will be doing some videos as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.